Tajihau Panicum. Water. Properties of water and its importance in a cell. Polarity of water. Water molecules are polar molecules because shared electrons between oxygen and hydrogen will be attracted to oxygen, which is more electronegative. This polarity produces hydrogen bonds and allows water to act as a universal solvent. Cohesive force and adhesive force of water. Water molecules are attached to each other through a cohesive force. At the same time, water molecules are also attached to each other's surfaces through adhesive force. Specific heat of capacity of water. Water has a high specific heat capacity. Next is carbohydrate. Organic compounds are chemical compounds that contain carbon elements. Large and complex compounds from macromolecules. Most macromolecules are polymers comprising small molecules known as monomers. Carbohydrate, protein, and nucleic acid are polymer molecules of organic compound. Type of carbohydrate. There are three main types of carbohydrate, which are monosaccharide, which is simple sugar, disaccharide, and polysaccharide, which is complex sugars. Monosaccharide are carbohydrate monomers, which are simplest carbohydrate units. Glucose is a sugar found in plants such as rice and wheat, as well as fruit such as grape. Glucose is the most commonly found monosaccharide, and most polysaccharides are formed from the sugar. Monosaccharide can combine to form polymers through a condensation reaction. Most monosaccharide taste sweet, can form crystal and dissolve in water. Example of monosaccharide. Fructose is the sugar found in honey and sweet fruits. Galactose is found in milk. Monosaccharide has the reducing power, which is the ability to transfer hydrogen or electron to the other compounds. This is called the reducing process. When the monosaccharide is heated in Benedict solution, the monosaccharide will reduce the blue copper sulfate to a brick red precipitate of copper oxide, which is not soluble in water. All monosaccharide give this reaction, and it is known as reducing sugars. Thank you.
Hello there. Okay, with disaccharides. Okay, disaccharides molecules are formed when two simple sugar molecules, monosaccharides, combine through condensation to form the saccharide unit. This process involves the removal of water molecule. So, as an example, glucose plus glucose with condensation will become maltose and water. While, disaccharides can also be broken down to their monosaccharides units through hydrolysis and the addition of one water molecule. So, then glucose plus glucose with condensation will become maltose and water. But maltose and water with hydrolysis will become glucose and glucose. Okay. Another example, glucose plus fructose with condensation will become sucrose and water, while with hydrolysis, sucrose and water will become glucose and fructose. Glucose plus galactose with condensation will become lactose and water, while with hydrolysis, the lactose and water will become glucose and galactose. Okay, polysaccharides. Polysaccharides are sugar polymers consisting of monosaccharides monomers. Similar to disaccharides, polysaccharides are formed through the condensation process and involve hundreds of monosaccharides to form long molecule chains. Polysaccharides are not soluble in water due to their large molecule size. Polysaccharides neither taste sweet nor crystallize. Polysaccharides can also disintegrate through hydrolysis with the help of dilute acids, boiling, and enzyme action. Polysaccharides play various roles in organisms. Importance of carbohydrate in cells as a source of energy, for example, glucose. As a food reserve, like glycogen in animal cell and starch in plant cells. as a support structure, for example, cellulose in plant cell wall. Cellulose form the main structure of the plant cell wall. Okay. Starch is the main storage of polysaccharides in plants. Starch is also found in chloroplasts, sources such as grains, potatoes, and legumes. They all have starch. And glycogen is the main storage of polysaccharides found in muscle cell and animal liver cell.
Protein is a complex compound composed of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen elements. Most protein also contain sulfur and phosphorus. Foods rich in proteins include fish, milk, beans, and eggs. All proteins are composed of one or more polymers known as polypeptides. Each polypeptide is made up of monomers or small units known as amino acids. A polypeptide can consist of 50 to 1,000 of amino acid molecules. Amino acids are linked together through the condensation process. The peptides are composed of two amino acid molecules which are linked together by a peptide bond through the condensation process. In this process, one water molecule is removed. Further, condensation can link more amino acids to form a polypeptide chain. Each polypeptide can be broken down into an amino acid through hydrolysis. So amino acid plus amino acid will go through the condensation process to produce dipeptide plus water. And dipeptide plus water will go through the hydrolysis process which produce amino acid plus amino acid. Of protein in a cell. Protein are used to build new cell, repair damaged tissue, and for the synthesis of enzymes, hormones, antibodies, and hemoglobin. Proteins also form building blocks such as keratin in the skin, collagen in bones, and biotin in the muscle tissues. The breakdown of protein or polypeptide by digestive enzyme gives us the energy to carry out our daily activity. Polypeptides can disintegrate into amino acids. This amino acid is then used again to build the protein molecules needed by the body.
So now, I'll be explaining to you about lipids. What is lipids? Lipids are naturally occurring hydrophobic compounds found in plant and animal tissues. Lipids are made out of oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen atoms. Lipids are insoluble in water but soluble in organic substances such as alcohol, ether, and chloroform. There are 4 types of lipid. One of them are fats. Fats and oil are triglycerides. What is triglyceride? Triglycerides are a type of ester formed from the condensation of one glycerol molecule with 3 molecules of fatty acids. In fats, there are actually 2 types of fats. One of them is saturated fatty acids and the other one is unsaturated fatty acids. They both have similarities, such as consist of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen element. They also contain glycerol and fatty acids, and both of them contain non-polar molecules. Next is the differences between saturated fats and unsaturated fats. Fatty acids in saturated fats have single bonds between carbon, while unsaturated fats have at least one double bond between the carbons in the molecule of fatty acids. Saturated fats do not form chemical bond with additional hydrogen atom. This is because all bonds between the carbon atoms are actually saturated, while the unsaturated fats, the double bonds of the unsaturated fats can still retrieve one or more additional hydrogen atom. That is because carbon atoms are unsaturated. Saturated fats exist in solid form at room temperature, while unsaturated fats exist in liquid form at the room temperature. The next type of lipid is wax. Wax contains one molecule of alcohol that combines with another molecule of fatty acid and is waterproof. Example of waxes is like candle. The next one is phospholipid. Phospholipids are a major component of plasma membrane. They are made up of one molecule of glycerol that combines with 2 molecules of fatty acids. and one group of phosphate. The next one is steroids. Steroids are lipids that do not contain fatty acids. The example of steroids are cholesterol, testosterone, that is the hormone for the man, estrogen, and progesterone. The last one is important of lipids. Fats, that is one of the type of lipids, function as reserve energy for animals. Fats also function as a liner to protect internal organ and act as a heat insulator for animals. What says that also one of the type of lipids are an important component in cuticles that cover the epidermis of leaves and sebum secreted by our skin. The function of glycorepeat to ensure the stability of the plasma membrane and to help in the cell identification process. Cholesterol is also important in steroid hormone synthesis.
Hi guys, now I'm going to be presenting about nucleic acids. Basically, nucleic acids are polymers made of monomers called nucleotide. Nucleic acids are formed from the elements of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus. Each nucleotide consists of nitrogenous base, pentose sugar, and phosphate group. They are combined together through the condensation process. There are two types of pentose sugar, which is deoxyribose sugar and ribose sugar. The nitrogenous base consists of adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine, and uracil. So, there are two types of nucleic acids that are DNA and RNA. DNA consists of deoxyribose sugar and RNA consists of ribose sugar. So now we are moving to deoxyribonucleic acids, which is DNA. DNA consists of two polynucleotide chains that are intertwined in opposite direction and form the double helix. The nitrogenous base groups on both polynucleotide chains are matched and bound together by hydrogen bonds. And the nitrogenous bases for DNA are adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine. Adenine will pair with thymine and guanine will pair with cytosine. So now we are moving to ribonucleic acid, which is RNA. The RNA structure is a single polynucleotide chain which is compared to DNA, which is shorter compared to DNA. The nitrogenous bases for RNA are adenine, guanine, uracil, and cytosine. Thymine in DNA is replaced by uracil in RNA. The three main types of RNA are messenger RNA, ribosome RNA, and transfer RNA. These three RNAs are involved in the protein synthesis process. So the importance of nucleic acids in cells. Nucleic acids store genetic information and enable protein production. So that's all from the nucleic acids.
Of chromosome from DNA and proteins. Chromosomes are formed from DNA polynucleotide chains. They are wound around a protein called histone. Histone do not carry genetic information. DNA molecules combine with histone proteins to form nucleosomes. Nucleosomes are intertwined to form the chromosome structure like this. So nitrogenous base pair has four, which are adenine A, thymine T, guanine G, and cytosine C. The nitrogen base pair will attack each other by G to the C, T to the A to the T, and G and C to the G. This will produce DNA, and the combination of DNA will produce gene that produce histone. The combination of histone will produce nucleosome. The combination of nucleosome will produce chromosome, and the combination of chromosome will produce nucleus in the cell.